What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of swoopluke. In this episode, we'll be reviewing that loss to the Brisbane Lions. So let's run the intro, jump straight into it. Just before we do jump straight into it, of course, follow me on all my socials, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, swoopluke. Follow me on Twitch, swoopluke. I keep saying this, but I definitely will start streaming. It'll probably be tonight. It is a Saturday, if you're watching this on the Saturday. I've just bought the new Avengers game, so I will be streaming that over at Twitch. So follow me, swoopluke. It's going to be a little bit of fun. I love my Marvel and love my Avengers and stuff. But anyway, let's get into this game. So this game pretty much sums up Collingwood's season in the sense that there was a lot of effort, but there wasn't a lot of reward for effort. In my preview video, if you watched it, you'll remember that I said that the Lions are coming off a big break. We need to start very fast, get goals on the board because we knew that they were going to come back. And that's exactly what happened, kind of. I was right where we needed goals early on the board, and I was right when, I said that the Lions were going to come back because of their legs and, we had a 5-day break and stuff like that. But we only got one goal on the board in that first quarter, one goal in that second. So 2 goals up until halftime, which is ridiculous because, we kept Brisbane to no goals in that first quarter. In that second, they kicked 5 goals, and that was pretty much all from our turnovers. Literally 5 of their 6 goals came from our turnovers, silly mistakes, Noble or Will Hoskin-Elliott, a Tyler Brown, etc., etc., etc. All from our mistakes, Tom Phillips. But there was just no reward for our effort. How many times do we have to get into the forward line before we start kicking goals? And I don't blame the forwards, but I'll talk a little bit about that later. I don't rate Brisbane at all. I don't rate them. If they could only kick 1 goal off their back, or maybe 1 or 2 goals off the back of their own sort of gut running and contest and stuff, then they're not going to go far. They're going to get knocked out in 2 weeks of the final because they will finish top 4. They probably will finish second. I don't rate them as a football team. I don't mind them. I like them as a team. At the moment I like them as a team. If you had asked me early 2000s, I would have said I freaking hate them. But I don't mind them as a team now. But what I'm saying is they're not a good team. They had to kick 5 goals off our turnovers. Okay, we turned it over a lot. We're not a good team. But I don't think Brisbane, if we verse Brisbane with our full team, 4 of the 5 or 5 top-class guys are out. We smashed them all across the park. We only lost by 8 points. They're second on the ladder. They had a 12-day break. We came off a 5-day break. We were gifting them goals, and we only lost to them by 8 points. It's not a win, but it looks good. It does look good. But like I said, this game just sums up Collingwood's season. Lots of reward, lots of effort, just no reward. So here, normally I would do a like section and a dislike section. I'm just going to mold them together at the moment because I just want to talk about a couple of things that I liked and disliked, but my mind's going to go a little bit everywhere. So come on this journey through time and space with me. So I liked, like I said earlier, our effort. Our effort was there for 4 quarters. We were in hard, getting the ball inside 50, just not doing anything with it. And if you looked at it from the outside looking in, you go, okay, 41 inside 50s, our forwards aren't kicking goals. Although that is true, take it a couple of steps back, you'll see that the mid-forward connection that I've been harking on about pretty much all season just is not evident. Our mids are getting a lot of the ball, like. Our mids aren't doing anything with the ball going inside 50, dislike. So, how do we rectify that? Coming off a 5-day break or a 6-day break, it doesn't give us a lot of time to practice that mid-forward connection, which I get. But in saying that, mids should know to hit the forwards on the chest or give it to a one-off. What goes wrong here is that our ball movement from the back half against the Lions was just too slow, too stagnant, too much going around the back. No one wanted to take the game on. What happens there is when we're slow out the back half, we give the Lions a chance to get 16 or 17 guys into their defensive 50. And what happens there is when the mid's got the ball, when Adam Treloar or Quain or Scott Penderbury have the ball in that going into the 50, the kicks have to be high and long and not a penetrating kick to a guy on the lead because there's no room for anyone to lead. So that's what I mean when if you have that fast ball movement, you don't give them time to flood their defense, you can hit those guys on the lead. You can hit Cox on the lead. Cox can tap the ball down to a crumbing goal and stuff like that. This is not the game plan that we saw when we versed Carlton. When we played Carlton, all we were doing was fast out the back. Quaynor coming off the halfback, John Noble, and it was just quick, giving our forwards the opportunity to go back and kick goals. In saying that though, our forwards need to make more of their opportunities. Yes, okay, the ball comes in, gets picked off by a Brisbane line player. Not much they can do about that. Make the contest though. What else? When the ball is in the contest, there's not enough tackling pressure. I think we had about 10 inside 50 tackles, which is not too bad, but we just weren't doing anything with it. We weren't scoring over their turnovers or over a contested ball like that. And it's not going to go, you're not going to go deep into September or October, whatever you want to call it, deep into finals, playing that sort of brand of football. The thing with this game that, like I keep saying, I liked it. I do like the effort, but just because the effort's there doesn't mean that we can pat ourselves on the back. These are the games that you have to win. We've lost so many games because our mid-forward connection. The Giants game, the Essendon game, the Richmond game. We didn't lose it, we drew it, scoring 5 goals for the entire game. This game, Melbourne and West Coast might be the outliers. Even that Fremantle game might be an outlier in saying that there wasn't really much we could do. We were just smashed all around the ball. Those other 3-4 games that I mentioned, we should have been winning all those, and we should be sitting in the top 4, the top 2. Some more dislikes now. We have too many passengers. I don't see Stevenson playing another game for the rest of the season. If you watched my Instagram live last night, I don't see him playing a game for the rest of the season. He had no kicks up until the 4th quarter when he got his first kick. That's pathetic for a forward. No tackling pressure, soft body. Look, I don't like calling players out, but I feel like now's the best time than any to start doing it because he just seems, I don't want to say soft, but I can't think of another word to describe it. Just, he doesn't want to put his body on the line. He doesn't want to make that effort. It's insane because if you talk to any Collingwood supporter, they say he has so much talent. So much talent. We saw what he did in 2018, run the Rising Star and stuff like that. And now he turns this up. Okay, Luke, he had glandular fever and it might be his glandular fever. Okay, he had glandular fever and he's still feeling the effects. Don't play. Don't play him. Don't play him. I'm sure there's another guy in the twos who would do more than what we were seeing at the moment. Too many costly turnovers as well. Like I said, Noble, Phillips, Tyler Brown. God, it's just things like this are just schoolboy errors and under 9 errors. Make the contest. Tackle harder. These things should be burrowed into these guys by now, and they're just not doing it. We have that 9-day break coming up. I like that. I like that we finally got the 9-day break. So we can practice this sort of stuff, and we can come refreshed. All we need is one more win. One more win, and it might come against the Gold Coast Suns. We secure top 8. Then we can worry about what happens in finals later on. I kind of touched on it before. Just my last dislike was the inside 50 count. We had 41 inside 50s. Awesome. 9 scoring shots. Not awesome. That's like 22%. We converted 22% of our chances going up forward. If that 22% goes up to 30%, if we have 3-4 more shots at goal, we win that game. And then we're making a totally different video. But the going inside 50 just has to be worked on. I don't know how many more times I can hark on to this. It's abysmal at the moment. It's absolutely abysmal. Special mentions, couple of players. Chris played his heart out. Pendle's played his heart out. Noble had a bad start, but he came into the game. I think Cox did well with the kind of delivery he was getting. 2 goals. The thing with Cox is just has to use his body a bit more. Big boy, push him out the way. He was getting out-muscled too easily. And it's just not good to see when the tallest player in the AFL and, he's a big guy. Just push him out the way. But 2 goals, good return. And, that's only really a number of half. Oh, also, special mention, before I just say that. Jack Madgen. That was probably his best game. He looked composed. He looked good with the ball. Knew what he was doing. Obviously, I've been a big critique of him, but he has come through in spades, if that's the saying, and really happy with his development, and he finds his place in the team. Good on him. Good on you, Jack. So as I've been doing recently, I've been asking you on Instagram, swoopluke, to send me in some questions. So I'm going to read as many as I can get to, maybe about 4 or 5. So let's start here. Will Steve-O play at the Pies next year? If he keeps playing like this, I don't think he will be. I think Steve-O might be one of the only guys who has sort of trade bait or trade currency. If he keeps playing like this, I don't want someone in the team who has potential but then does nothing with it. He has to show a little bit more. Buckley is probably going to persist with him throughout the season. He's not going to not play him for the rest of the season. He has to really show us something in these next few games. Is our scoring a systematic problem or personnel problem? I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest. A systematic problem because our mids just can't hit forwards for some freaking reason. They just don't know how to hit the forwards, but I explained that a little bit before. Personnel problem because we need a big key forward. Cox can be that guy, just has to use his body a little bit more. In a game like this, or in a team like this, Tony Lockett, Coventry, Brown, Cloak, they wouldn't kick more than 2 goals a game with that sort of delivery. Does Jay Rantel deserve a game over some boys who aren't pulling their weight? Yes, I think with Phillips's hamstring injury, you could see Rantel debut. They play pretty much a similar role, that sort of wing role. I've said it before, I don't like Phillips in the forward line. I don't know why they keep persisting with it. Leave Phillips on the wing, well, not anymore. Put Rantel in. I think that'll just be a straight swap, in my opinion. Just before I get into another question, there's a lot of trade end of season sort of questions where I'm going to answer a little bit more in the bye week. Do you think we did all right considering we had less of a break than the Lions plus injuries? Yeah, look, I said it before. I feel like this is a win without a win sort of game. Effort was there, just not the reward. 5 days, we could have won this game had we kicked 2 more goals, literally. Had we converted 5% more of our inside 50s. So I do think we played good, just not good enough. Last one. Should we abandon the Brown brothers and focus on the Dacos brothers? This is a bit of contention amongst Collingwood supporters. Josh Dacos has just come from the clouds, had a phenomenal season. The Brown brothers, look, we will keep on persisting with them, but at the moment, they're not giving me enough. I think Tyler is in a better place than Callum is at the moment. I think Cal, and I said it before, he's not a good user of the ball. He doesn't have a left side. And when I say that is, there was one play where he was going inside 50. He could have hit up someone. He was on his left. He could have hit up someone. But what he instead did was try and get back onto his right, puts him a little bit off balance, and it's just a turnover. At this day and age, you need to be able to kick on both your left and your right foot. And now it's hard to teach someone, to teach 20, 21-year-old how to kick both sides. It has to be instilled into them as a young kid. It's just little things like that where Cal just has to get better at. Putting his head over the ball like his dad did. Just being more of a bull. We know he can do it. But again, the coaches are kind of trying to play him off half forward. He needs to be in that midfield role, a predominant midfield role. But with our midfield personnel, we just don't see him in there at the moment. But I think if I had to choose one Brown brother, it'll be Tyler over Callum right now. Anyway, that was all your questions. Thank you so much. I really enjoy answering all your questions. So my final thoughts on this game. Look, it was a good game. If you were on my Instagram, swoopluke, and watching my live at the end of the game, I really let out all my thoughts there. I think there's a lot of players that have to pull their socks up. They're not pulling their weight. Like I said, Phillips, Cal Brown, even Will Hoskin-Elliott has not done a lot this season. It's these sort of guys where you go, they were so good 2 years ago. What are they doing now? Or that was okay last year. What's happening now? What's happening? I feel like there's not enough guys in the twos. We talk about this depth thing. Now with all these injuries, we don't have any depth players anymore. So there's not enough competition in the twos to push for spots in the one. So these guys are coasting on some sort of merit or just yesteryear. And we've really got to stop that. And hopefully this 9-day break, Bucks really lays into them, because losing games like this is absolutely pathetic. Yeah, cool, the effort's amazing. But losing these games is pathetic. Now we're fighting for a chance to survive in the 8. Yes, when finals rolls around, we're going to get Treloar, Sidebottom, DeGoey, Howe, Langdon. They're all going to come back. But it's not finals yet. We still got 2 more games. We still need 1 more game to win. So let's go back, 9 days, rest, reset, get that mid-forward connection firing, and get back into it. Anyway, guys, that's been my review of this game. Topsy-turvy, but it's Collingwood. You expect nothing less. Like I said before and on my previous video, this week, no review, no preview until like Sunday night. So I'm going to be doing 1 or 2 videos just about topics that you want to hear about. Leave them in the comment section below. Really appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts on the game. But in the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers, I'll swoop you later.
Ooh la la.